A OnePlus One and a near stock Android experience for only $400. This may very well be the best combination of software and hardware that we've seen in a very long time, but is it really worthy? Hey, what's going on guys, Luis here, and the OnePlus One finally got its much anticipated update to the Oxygen operating system, and this thing has been hyped for weeks, and this is the first attempt from the company OnePlus to ever make an operating system for a mobile platform. And so far it seems to be doing pretty well for them, but here are my first impressions on OxygenOS. So right off the bat you can tell that OxygenOS looks almost exactly like stock Android. In fact, if you took a Nexus 6 and put them side by side, you probably wouldn't be able to tell a difference between the two of them. And that's because OxygenOS is based on Android 5.0.2 Lollipop. Now before OxygenOS, the OnePlus One was running CyanogenMod, which is a really popular Android ROM that also looks a little bit like stock Android. Of course it does have a couple of nice features that stock Android doesn't have, but what OxygenOS is aiming to do is just have a more simple and stable operating system. The team from CyanogenMod and OnePlus partnered up in the beginning to bring the initial software to the OnePlus One, which was CyanogenMod, and now OnePlus is straying away from it and creating this simpler package that still has all the necessary features. Now the actual process of updating to OxygenOS actually seems pretty complicated. You have to perform a recovery on your phone and then you have to flash the custom ROM yourself. So if you really don't know what you're doing, something could go wrong, but I'm sure there's plenty of instructions everywhere, and I'll leave some links to some videos that can help you out with that in the description down below. So aside from looking great, OxygenOS also does have a few features that make it awesome, and one of these is gestures. You can use several gestures to unlock your phone from the lock screen, or you can use a gesture to open the camera or even the flash. We've seen gestures like these on phones like the LG G3, but it's really nice to know that the OnePlus One now has all these different gestures, and I'm sure there's going to be even more uses for it in the future, like opening custom apps. Another really cool feature is quick settings from the notification dropdown. Now Android 5.0 also has this feature, but in OxygenOS you can actually move the tiles around and customize them however you like, so you can choose the settings that you use the most. And this is a feature that I really wish stock Android really had. In OxygenOS there is also a file manager, which is a really useful tool, especially if you like customizing the core settings of your OnePlus One. Now I actually used to have this on my jailbroken iPhone and it was really cool. I could actually change anything that I wanted, from boot animation speeds to transitions, pretty much anything that was inside of my phone that I couldn't usually get to it. Now I could change it with this file manager, and now you actually have this on the OnePlus One. So overall, while I still haven't gotten my hands on a OnePlus One running OxygenOS, my original impressions are very positive and I can't wait to try it out in person. And just the fact that it looks like stock Android makes it even more appealing for me to buy it. And CyanogenMod was great, but OxygenOS is the next step forward. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you found it interesting or helpful, and go ahead and let me know your thoughts about OxygenOS in the comments down below. And if you want to see any more content like this, definitely make sure to subscribe down below as well. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one.